Premier Ford, thanks so much for joining us. You've been very critical of these tariffs, which is understandable. Does this 1 month pause that we're hearing about from the Commerce Secretary today on the auto tariffs and these other tariffs as well ease any of your concerns?
Well, first of all, Wolf, thank you so much for having me on. And I start every interview with saying I love the Americans, I love the U.S., but what a mess President Trump has created here. The only thing certain on these 30 days is uncertainty. We've seen investments stall in the U.S. They've seen people are going to lose their jobs, and inflation's happening. Everything's going to go up, and assembly lines will shut down if he continues. I have an idea. Let's just drop these tariffs. Let's sit down and renegotiate the USMCA deal that he created. It hasn't changed since he was in office, and he said it was the greatest deal ever. So let's move forward and let's bring certainty back. Let's keep the assembly lines going in the U.S. and let's start moving forward. And the two strongest countries in the world will build the U.S. economy, the likes of which the U.S. has never seen before. But we have to drop these tariffs.
I know you've threatened, Premier, to hit back twice as hard on these U.S. tariffs by cutting off energy exports to the U.S., ripping up a contract with Elon Musk's company, as we all know. What do you think is going to happen?
Isn't that a shame that we have to put a tariff on the electricity? You know, I think the world of all three governors in New York and Michigan and Minnesota just talked to Governor Walz, which is an incredible individual. I don't want to do this. I want to send more electricity. But he's basically, President Trump, it's not the American people. It's not even the Republicans or Democrats, because I talked to both of them. Republicans totally disagree with it, but God forbid they ever go out publicly and say it. Let's just put an end to this, and let's start building our economy. But as of Monday, this Monday, we're putting a tariff, 25% tariff on the electricity to the 1.5 million homes and businesses in those three states. And honestly, it really bothers me. We have to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to send more electricity, more critical minerals, more oil. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's so important. President Trump has repeatedly expressed his desire, as you well know, to make Canada the 51st state of the United States, and he refers to Prime Minister Trudeau as the governor. I see the background behind you right now. The sign says, "Canada is not for sale," right next to the Canadian flag. Do you see those comments from Trump as doing lasting potential damage to this wonderful, over the many years, relationship between these two longtime allies?
Well, the closest friends, closest allies in the world for over 200 years, the rest of the world are watching us. You know, as China is bringing in cheap parts, undermining American workers and Canadian workers. That's the issue, not your closest ally and friends, your #1 customer in the world. And hopefully we can mend this relationship. And I can tell you, all Canadians love Americans. It's one person, and that's President Trump, that's creating mass chaos right across North America and honestly around the world right now. Over what? I know what it's about. It's about his $4.5 trillion tax cut that he can't afford right now, and he wants to pick those costs up off other countries. I take the total opposite approach, Wolf. Let's build the economy. Let's create more revenues. That's what we've done. I've never raised a tax in my life. There's no reason to.
Prime Minister Trudeau spoke with President Trump on the phone for nearly an hour yesterday. We're told Trudeau's office called the conversation, quote, productive. If you could speak with President Trump directly, Premier, what would your message be to him?
Well, exactly what I was just saying, Wolf. Let's stop the chaos, the uncertainty, assembly plants shutting down, jobs being lost on both sides of the border. But the American people, the pension funds that they've worked their whole lives for, they're being hurt. You know, the market the other day dropped $3 trillion, and it bounced a little back, and it's like a roller coaster right now. And as you know, because you're a super smart guy, Wolf, the worst thing the market hates is uncertainty. Everyone hates uncertainty. Investment hates uncertainty. So let's get down to the table. Let's start talking about the USMCA deal, and let's resolve this once and for all to give certainty to the people, the United States and Canada. two greatest countries in the world. I call it the AMCAN fortress. Let's build that AMCAN fortress.
And as someone like myself who grew up in Western New York in Buffalo, right on the border with Canada, we love Canadians, we love Canada, and we hope this situation improves dramatically in the coming days. The Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you. God bless America and God bless Canada. Let's get through this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Premier.